The murder of Jamal Khashoggi sent shockwaves across the globe. It was a brutal assassination within the walls of a consulate. Khashoggi entered the Saudi consulate in Istanbul on October 2, 2018, never to emerge again. The world watched, horrified as details of his dismemberment and the alleged involvement of high-ranking Saudi officials came to light. The incident sparked international outrage. Governments demanded answers, and the pressure mounted on Saudi Arabia. The kingdom initially denied involvement, but later admitted Khashoggi was killed inside the consulate. They claimed it was a rogue operation that went wrong. This narrative, met with widespread skepticism, did little to quell the global outcry. Intelligence reports implicated Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman in ordering the operation. The incident cast a long shadow over Saudi Arabia's international reputation. In the wake of this international crisis, Saudi Arabia's ambassador to Britain, Prince Khalid bin Bandar Al Saud, addressed the issue. He described Khashoggi's murder as horrible, a stain on Saudi Arabia's reputation. He acknowledged the global outrage and the need to hold those responsible accountable. However, the ambassador denied any involvement of King Salman in the assassination. He emphasized that such acts are not representative of Saudi Arabia or its people. The ambassador shifted the blame to rogue actors within the Saudi system. He claimed they acted independently, without orders from the top. These individuals, driven by their own motives, were responsible for the killing and cover-up. The ambassador drew a controversial comparison with Israel. He implied that Israel's record of state-sponsored assassinations was worse. This comparison was met with mixed reactions. Some saw it as deflection, others as a call for nuanced understanding. The comparison underscored the complexities of the situation. Section 4. A Justice System in Evolution. The Khashoggi case brought intense scrutiny upon Saudi Arabia's justice system. Critics, long concerned about the kingdom's human rights record and the lack of transparency in its legal proceedings, saw the incident as a chilling example of impunity for those in power. The ambassador, acknowledging these concerns, admitted that the incident had raised valid questions about Saudi Arabia's judicial processes. He emphasized that the Saudi system, while perhaps not as open as those in other countries, follows due process. He insisted that the investigation into Khashoggi's murder was thorough and that those found guilty would face justice. He further stated that the kingdom is committed to reforming its judicial system, making it more transparent and accountable. He cited the Khashoggi case as a catalyst for re-evaluation and change within the Saudi justice system. He spoke of ongoing efforts to strengthen the rule of law, improve transparency, and ensure that such a tragedy would never happen again. However, he offered few concrete details about these reforms, leaving many to question the depth and sincerity of the kingdom's commitment to change. Section 5. The Fate of the Convicted. Addressing a key point of contention, the ambassador confirmed that none of those convicted in the Khashoggi case had been executed. This revelation contradicted earlier reports suggesting that the death penalty had been imposed on some of the individuals found guilty. He stated that the sentences handed down were in line with Saudi law and emphasized that the judicial process had been followed. However, the lack of transparency surrounding the trial and the identities of those convicted fueled skepticism. The ambassador's statement, while aiming to provide reassurance, raised more questions than it answered. The international community, still seeking full accountability, demanded more information about the convicted individuals, their sentences, and their current whereabouts. The ambiguity surrounding their fate only deepened the perception of a cover-up. The lack of clear information and concrete evidence of justice continued to damage Saudi Arabia's international reputation. It cast a shadow over the ambassador's claims of a justice system evolving towards transparency and accountability. Section 6. Looking beyond the Khashoggi case. Moving beyond the immediate crisis, the ambassador used his platform to address broader geopolitical issues. He criticized Israel's conduct in Lebanon, highlighting the complexities of the relationship between Saudi Arabia and other nations in the region. He called for the United States to halt arms sales to Israel until aid to Gaza resumed, underscoring the kingdom's stance on the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. By addressing these issues, the ambassador aimed to present Saudi Arabia as a responsible actor on the world stage. a nation engaged in seeking solutions to complex geopolitical challenges. He sought to shift the narrative away from the Khashoggi incident, portraying it as a tragic anomaly rather than a defining characteristic of the kingdom. However, the shadow of Jamal Khashoggi's murder loomed large. The international community, while acknowledging Saudi Arabia's role in regional and global affairs, continued to demand full transparency and accountability for the crime. The road to restoring trust and repairing its tarnished reputation remained long and arduous for the kingdom.